So welcome back to another episode of the Ground Cinnamon. Today I'm going to make a very easy recipe. I'm going to make some fish and chips. It's a classic British recipe, and it's so British that I'm going to serve this with some green peas. Now, making fish and chips is very easy. It is so easy that say you have some fish lying in your fridge, all of it will come together in no more than 5 minutes. Now, to make fish and chips, I want to start off with the chips, the French fries, which are already on its way. Now, the reason it's already on its way is because I've already made this before, and there are 2 episodes in which I've shown 2 different ways to make French fries. I'm going to link them in the description box below. You can watch the poutine recipe, or you can watch the recipe with burger accompaniments. They're really easy. So when the French fries begin to brown on its sides, you know they're cooked. You can feel how crispy they are, and you can simply take them off. So you want to give your French fries a little bit of a rest, let all that oil drain, and once it's drained, you want to season it. So you want to go in with a fair bit of salt. And pepper. Again, pepper is not very traditional, but it's also very British. So you can go in with pepper. If you like it peri-peri, go in with some peri-peri masala. You can do a lot of things. You can add a little bit of paprika. That gives a nice flavor. And give that a toss. Beautiful. So our French fries are ready. One of the 3 components are ready. And we could move to the fish, but fish and chips are never complete without tartar sauce. Now, tartar sauce is mandatory with fish and chips, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It comes together in less than a minute. What you need is some mayonnaise. I'm using some store-bought mayonnaise. This is Hellmann's mayonnaise, and this is the only mayonnaise that I would recommend you to buy from the shop. I would generally ask you to make mayonnaise at home, because otherwise the store-bought stuff is not at all nice. What you want is about half a cup of mayonnaise. That should be good. And into this, you want to add some Worcestershire sauce, about half a tablespoon, about a tablespoon of lime juice. This much is enough. Now mustard, I'm going with some whole grain Dijon mustard. You want to go in with about half a teaspoon. Now you cannot make tartar sauce without dill. It is mandatory. But you don't want too much of dill. This is enough. This is about half a tablespoon. That is all you need. As fine as possible, and in it goes. Some pickles. Now pickles are gherkins, pickled baby cucumbers. I'm going to go only with 1. This recipe is for half a cup of mayonnaise. So you want to give it a rough chop. So in that goes. And finally the capers. So capers are quite easy to cut. Capers are these flowers which have been marinated. Now capers are difficult to come by in India, and if you don't find them, you can omit them. It's okay. You will lose out on a little flavor, but nothing major. And that goes. You want to give that a mix. This has come together. What you want to quickly do is taste for seasoning. So you want to go with a little bit. What you want to do is definitely add some pepper. And it doesn't need a lot of salt. A little bit would do. This is about less than 1/4 of a teaspoon. Give that a mix. And there we have it. Tartar sauce. Now let's get on with making our batter and our fish. So there are a couple of rules to making fish and chips. First of all, you always want a white flesh fish. You will find fish like salmon being used for fish and chips. This is what chefs would call a modern take on fish and chips, but that is not done. Also, fish and chips, you need the meat to be light. And what the deal with the red color fish, that could be a salmon or tuna, is they are too heavy to be fried. So frying makes it a little heavy, plus the meat is heavy. It gets a little difficult to enjoy. So you want a white flesh fish. Here I have kingfish. the exact same fish that I've been using for a while. And for the batter, you want either flour, so you want refined wheat flour or maida, or you can go with a combination. So what I've done is 50% or 60% refined wheat flour and about 40% rice flour. What you can also do is go in with some corn flour. That makes it even more light. This is 60-40 maida and rice flour, and this is the dry rub, which is again 60-40 maida and rice flour. Now what you want to do is season both of them with some salt. Keep in mind the quantity of flour when you're adding salt, because you can never add enough salt after it has come out of the fryer. You want to add your salt now, and you want to make your flour nice and tasty. The second thing I want to add, and this is a trick I learned on the internet, is to add some turmeric. That is to give it a rich golden color. This is half a teaspoon of baking powder. Now the secret to any good batter or any good fish and chips recipe is how light your batter is. And for that, you have to add a liquid that will aerate this. Now, a lot of restaurants would claim that adding beer to their batter is their trade secret, or adding soda for that matter. Let me tell you, every single restaurant does this. They'll add either beer or soda. Now, beer is better than soda because it has alcohol, makes the batter lighter, makes it lighter to taste because of the mild acidity in it. So that's quite a bit like a cake batter. And now you want to season your fish on both sides. So you want to bring your oil to a sort of a medium hot temperature. You don't want it as hot as you would want when you're cooking chicken. So you want this around 155 to 160 degrees Celsius. Now if you don't have a thermometer, it is okay. You're going to sense it. You'll see bubbles at the bottom of your fryer, and that's going to be an indicator. So while that comes to temperature, what you want to do is give it a bit of a dab in your dry rub, and it should barely coat. You should be able to see the flesh. It shouldn't. You shouldn't be making your batter on the fish. It should barely coat, and this is so your fish comes out nice and crispy. I'm going to keep it aside for now and wait for this to come to temperature. What you can really do is drop some of that batter in to test the waters, and that is looking good. So you want to take, say, this one. You're going to give that a nice dip. And what we're going to do here is in the business called swimming. So you're going to take it and slowly drop it in. A trick used in the business is to add more crispy bits. So you want to pull your fish out like that and drop a couple of really, in the restaurant you don't have time for all of this, but you could do it. So how long do you want to cook this? Now because you're deep frying it and because the fish is coated, the odds of it losing all that moisture is pretty low. So you don't need to worry about that. What you want to wait for is for your outer batter to get nice and golden brown. That's what we're going to wait for, after which we are going to get serving. Oh, look at that. It's looking nice and golden brown. Perfect. Now we are going to get this serving on our plate directly. Look at that. This meal is going to be so good. And there you go, guys. Fish and chips. Classic, easy, simple. Follow this beer batter recipe and you will get the outer coating perfect every single time. Again, do watch my chips recipe on the 2 links below. They're really easy, and I really hope you like the tartar sauce recipe, because tartar sauce and fish is a pair made in heaven. It's awesome. So I hope you like this recipe. It's easy, it's simple, and it could be a go-to recipe whenever you like it. So do like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much.